my friends, we need to have a chat. Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles. We are here for the final installment of Modern Horizons set review. Now, there's a couple things that I need to cover because this one's going to be a bit different, actually considerably different than the other ones we've done so far. And there's a couple of reasons for that. The biggest reason for this, truthfully, is I'm just going to level with you. My editor, my lovely woman who I live with, she is the one who handles all of the inserting all the cards, making the videos look lovely. Well, she has a disability. She has fibromyalgia. And at certain points, it really causes her a crazy amount of pain. She's in pain all the time anyways. I'm not trying to be a downer. I'm just trying to lay it all out for you here. And so there's only so much that she can do. Now, we did 2 videos yesterday and a bunch of other things happened. And she is in pain. She's in a fair amount of pain. But she's a soldier. And she said, I'll edit whatever you need me to do. Like, I will do these videos. And I went and I looked at the spoilers and I saw that there were 50 some odd cards to handle. And I thought about putting that burden on her, and I'm just not going to do it. I'm not, especially not for these cards. Here's the truth of the matter. The cards that we're dealing with today are lower grade. Wizards of the Coast is doing a final day dump of a bunch of trash on us. There are some okay cards in here, but the majority of this is Garbo. This is Garbo Horizons that we're dealing with. So we're going to do it in a different style, where instead of having each card pop up and me on the screen, we're actually going to go to a screen cap where I have all the spoilers. I'm going to go through all the cards, read them out, give you my opinions on them to finish off this set review, but we have to do it this way for multiple reasons. 1, the garbage that's jumping on us isn't good enough. And 2, I need to give my baby a break from this. She deserves it. And this will make it so that we can also get this off the table, because otherwise this would need to be broken up into 2 different videos and we would still be doing spoilers all the way until Sunday. And instead, this means on Sunday, I get to treat you to a Chandelure video instead. So that's a nice added bonus. Let's go ahead and hop on over and take a look at what's mostly going to be Garbo. I'm telling you right now. All right, so we have a different approach just based on the circumstances that I already outlined for you. So we're going to be going color by color through all these spoilers here. And obviously, we're not going to have all the different images flying by of other cards that they make me think of. So it is what it is, boys. I explained it. Face of Divinity is where we're going to start. 1 white, 2 colorless for an enchantment that gives a creature +2/+2, and as long as another aura is attached to the enchanted creature, it also has first strike and lifelink. Pure souls shine bright as daybreak. So this is kind of referencing Daybreak Coronet to me, like a little bit. I don't know. The artwork is absolutely gorgeous. You've got this angel with their wings kind of splayed out. You have this awesome looking armor with little amber gems inset into it. Maybe a nice little Keyforge reference for you there. She's got a face of light and a hair also made of light that's flowing outwards. She's got a halo that feels almost like it's made up of parts of the universe with little bits of light all flowing out from it. Overall, this artwork is absolutely gorgeous. Moving on, we have First Sliver's Chosen. Okay, so this is the chosen one of the first sliver. 1 white, 4 colorless. That's a steep cost for a sliver. 3/3. Slivers you control have Exalted. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each instance of Exalted among permanents you control. The most tenacious members of the Hive instinctually guard the first sliver. And we can see what looks like a armored up sliver with a whole wave of slivers behind them. So this actually kind of plays into the concept. These slivers are hanging back while this guy's going up, getting the Exalted bonus. I don't know. I mean, when it comes to slivers, you kind of want to swarm. You kind of want to swarm with them. So this is, it's okay. It's nothing amazing, but the artwork's all right. You've got this crazy metallic sliver that actually does feel kind of beefy to justify that 3/3 body. What's next? Irregular Cohort. 2 white, 2 colorless for a 2/2 changeling. When Irregular Cohort enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 colorless shapeshifter creature token with changeling, where Fickle Form meets Lasting Loyalty. This artwork is kind of janky, honestly. It's got this crazy purple tint to the whole thing. And again, I do have to reiterate that I feel like this changeling thing is kind of ham-fistedly shoved into the set. where these cards really feel like they were vanishing or fading creatures to me, and not that they're actually changelings. But whatever. The castle in the background looks pretty nice. Let's just move on. Knight of Old Benalia. 2 white, 3 colorless. It's got suspend. That's cool, because it actually looks like it's coming through a time rift to me. Knight of Old Benalia. Suspend for 5. When Knight of Old Benalia enters the battlefield, other creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. And it's kind of neat. You can see this portal to older times, and there's no building here, right? This is him being in the exact same space he was, but in a different time. And so the part of this building's missing, and you can just see that it was like a plains behind him, whatever part of the tower is missing. I like the way this is done. I honestly really like the stained glass windows. This knight is in for a big shock, though, because under the old Benelish rules, all women of lower social standing had to submit their bodies to men of higher standing. So he's going to be coming from an old world. Wizards of the Coast doesn't like to mention that. They kind of like to sweep it under the rug. But they totally used to have a culture in Benalia where the women had to submit to men of higher classes. And the classes would rotate every year. So, yeah, they had, I'm going to call it a grape culture without the G. Of course, Wizards of the Coast really likes to hide that and pretend like in today's world they go, no, not only does that not exist, but no worlds anywhere have any form of racism and everybody's accepting on every plane, which is adorable. Just adorable. The hugs and friendly land of Magic the Gathering. When Knight of Old Benalia enters the battlefield, other creatures you control get +1/+1 till end of turn. I mean, it's a fairly underwhelming card. The artwork is awesome, though. The artwork is genuinely awesome. I love the stained glass building in the background. Let's move on. Lancer Sliver. 1 white, 2 colors for a 2/2. Sliver creatures you control have first strike. These pole arms were supposed to help Merrick Adar Benelish Patrol. Alright. I'm pretty sure this is actually just a reprint of a Sliver we've already had, or a functionally identical one. Honestly, it's weird because the Sliver's protrusion here, its bladed appendage, looks like a feather. The areas behind it look pretty cool, though. Look at these crazy land bridges. Overall, the card's okay. Nothing super special. After that, we've got Recruit the Worthy. 1 white buyback for 3. Oh, that makes me think of the old capsize spells. I like buyback spells. Create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. For peace of mind, they mustered for war. Mustard! You must catch up with the rest of us. Anyways, this card's alright. I mean, for 1 mana, you get a 1/1 soldier. If you're willing to spend 4, you get to keep the card. Not too shabby. Also not super amazing. Reprobation. 1 white, 1 colorless enchantment. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a coward creature with base power and toughness 0/1. There was a time all craven beasts cowered before Avacyn's divine might. Alright. This is kind of a funky idea. You basically, I mean, this looks like repurposed artwork where originally it was meant to be like some kind of undead shying away from Avacyn's symbol. This was probably originally meant for a different set, because this looks like an undead. This does reprobation. It doesn't I'm going to turn you into an undead with a white enchantment. Really, flavor of this one's off. Rock's Veteran. Look at this rhino. He looks like he's ready to mash your head with that maul. 1 white, 3 colors for a 2/4 with Battle Cry. Whenever this creature attacks, each other attacking creature gets +1 power. And whenever he attacks, tap target creature an opponent controls. So this is draft chaff. This is draft chaff that they shoved into the set. Not worth it in this overpriced set. Battle is all about where you stand. Never stand in my way. Alright, you know what? The flavor text is kind of fun. Battle's all about where you stand. Never stand in my way. Alright. Ooh, Settle Beyond Reality. Look at that artwork. What's this do? 1 white, 4 colorless sorcery. Choose one or both. Exile target creature you don't control. Exile target creature you control, then return to the battlefield under its owner's control. 2 taken, 2 judged, 1 returned. Alright, you know what? I like this. Settle beyond reality, and it looks like they're beyond reality. It looks like they're floating in some kind of starry universe astral space where there are just random floating platforms. I like this. I like this artwork a lot, actually. 2 individuals having a duel, 1 person's being phased out of existence. That's pretty dope. The artwork's gorgeous. Overall power level of the card, pretty underwhelming. Soul Strike Technique. 1 white and 1 colorless. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has vigilance. And when enchanted creature dies, manifest the top card of your library. You make a 2/2 creature out of the top card of your library. And you can turn it face up at any time for its mana cost if it's a creature card. This feels alright, actually. I like it when enchantments give you some kind of bonus that helps if the creature gets wiped out. And this on his fist does actually kind of feel like the manifested tokens from Ugin. So that works. After that, we've got Stirring Address. 1 white, 1 colorless instant. Target creature you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. And you can overload it for 6 mana instead, in which case it'll hit all your creatures. For glory! For justice! For our queen! Yeah, of course it's for the queen. Wizards has their own agenda now. Ladies first! Unless, of course, you're from old Benalia. Then ladies do what they're told. Alright. Trustworthy Scout is next. I mean, this card's okay. I guess I should talk about the artwork. The artwork's actually pretty sweet. It's interesting that, like, all these people have a bonus shown by the glowing swords, but he doesn't? Why doesn't your sword glow, sir? It doesn't really fit. That seems like a mistake. Alright, Trustworthy Scout. 1 white, 1 colors for a 2/2. Pay 2 mana. Exile it from your graveyard. Search your library for a card named Trustworthy Scout, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle your library. Oh, interesting. This is a play on the type of cards that go and get more copies of themselves. Don't worry. If you lose me, I'll be right behind you. Huh? What? I don't get it. The artwork, I mean, I guess it works as there's multiple scouts, I guess, replacing themselves, and I don't know. It's an underwhelming card. This just feels like today's spoilers are a bunch of, like, chaff being dumped on us, mainly. The stuff they showed us at the end to try and keep us hyped about the set. No, the stuff they left them till the end to keep us being hyped about the set. Buy your boxes, get your pre-orders. Blizzard Strix. 5 mana for a 3/2 flash flying. When it enters the battlefield, if you control another snow permanent, exile target permanent other than Blizzard Strix, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Underwhelming, but the artwork looks pretty cool, man. I like this. I like this owl with, like, ice magic flowing from his eyes. Pretty cool. Cunning Evasion. 1 blue and a colorless enchantment. Whenever a creature you control becomes blocked, you may return it to its owner's hand. Huh. Begin with your escape and work backwards. This is actually pretty cool. This card is a funky one, and feels like it could be combined interestingly with ninjas. I don't see how the artwork really ties into Cunning Evasion. This actually looks like some kind of Frost Lich to me, but it's cool artwork for sure. With this kind of like icy blue magic background, it looks good. I'll give you that, and it's an interesting card. So far, I think this is the most interesting card we've seen today. ICOR. 1 white, 1 colorless for a 1/2 flyer. It gets +2 power as long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn. This one will need direction. After all, each of its eyes is larger than its brain. You got a cute little Drake with his big old bug eyes, just kind of framed against a murky sky. He looks okay. Card's really underwhelming. Iceberg Cancrix. 1 white, 1 colors for a 0/4 snow crab. Whenever another snow permanent enters battlefield in your control, you may have target player put the top 2 cards of the library into the graveyard. Well now, this guy with a bunch of snowlands or other stuff feels like he could do a serious amount of milling. Its shell can withstand anything but a thaw. Don't thaw me out, bro! Alright. It's a pretty icy looking crab. Honestly, I'm surprised it doesn't have any power. Is he holding a towel? Be our guest. Here's a towel. Put my ice crab to the test. Next up, we've got a Neurophage. 1 blue and 3 colors for an illusionary squid. It's a 1/2 flyer. Whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on a Neurophage. It manifests at Wizard Academies to siphon inspiration from young prodigies. This is cool! An illusionary squid that's drawn to magic users and feeds off of knowledge and grows. This doesn't seem like a terrible card, but the casting cost is pretty steep. The artwork is funky. Very, very funky. I like this. This looks cool. But I think the casting cost makes it too weak. Phantasmal Form. 1 blue and 2 colorless. Instant. Until end of turn, up to 2 target creatures each have base power and toughness 3/3, gain flying, and become blue illusions in addition to their other colors and types. Draw a card. Okay. I guess, you know, it's kind of funky transmutation magic. Within each of us lurks the fathomless. Oh, I like that. That's some cool flavor text, honestly. I like that. Within each of us lurks the fathomless. Right on. Honestly, this is a funky, looks like a two-headed Pegasus and a rider. I feel like so much of the artwork in this doesn't match up, doesn't match the cards. It really doesn't. But whatever. I'm going to move on. Reign of Revelation. 1 blue, 3 colorless. Draw 3 cards, then discard a card. Wow, what a piece of jank. What a piece of jank. As the sky opened up, we ran for shelter. Halfway there, I came to the sudden realization that already soaked. There might be more to gain from experiencing the rain than running from it. Oh my god, this flavor text. What? As the sky opened up, we ran for shelter. Halfway there, I came to the sudden realization that already soaked, there might be more to gain from experiencing the rain than running from it. What a stupid hippie quote from a stupid hippie looking wearing outfit. This is dumb. This card sucks, the flavor text is stupid, and this person looks like they're wearing a muumuu and escaped from a psych ward. Thumbs down. Moving on to Smoke Shroud. What? Get this card so stupid. 1 blue, 1 colorless. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has flying for 2 mana. Alright. When a ninja enters the battlefield under your control, you may turn Smoke Shroud from your graveyard to the battlefield attached to that creature. Cool. That's a nod to the old Scourge cycle of enchantments that would come back from the graveyard if you put out a creature that had a 6 mana cost or higher. Dude, looks dope too. So someone leaping out with all these shadows, smoky shadows trailing after them, shrouded in smoke. It feels ninja-ish, them leaping this way. This has a nice ninja feel. This works. They did a good job of tying this one together. Windcollar Aven. 6 mana for a 4/3 flyer that cycles for a blue. When you cycle it, target creature gains flying until end of turn. Every cry lifts her allies towards the thunder. What? What? That's stupid. But look, it says thunder in the flavor text and has lightning in the artwork. Meh. Honestly, this is really dope artwork. This, like, dark, shrouded sort of Windcollar Aven that can throw lightning bolts seems pretty cool. But this seems like a jank card overall, which I think is going to be the theme of today. I'm feeling like this is really a bunch of garbage they dumped on us at the end here. Winter's Rest. 1 blue, 1 colorless, enchant creature. It's a snow enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, tap enchanted creature. As long as you control another snow permanent, enchanted creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. As far as not untapping enchantments go, it's not too bad. I like the concept of this person being like frozen in time. You got a Snow White kind of feel to it, but it's a snow dude. There you go, just chilling out with his frosty sword. It's all right. I guess that could represent the other snow permanent you have. Just lay the snow sword on him. You're not coming back, buddy. You got roses or apples. Baby, gonna take a winter's rest with some roses on my grave. All right. Azra Smoke Shaper. 1 black, 3 colors for a 3/3. The Azra are the creatures from the Battle Bond set. It's got ninjutsu because it's a ninja. And when it enters the battlefield, target creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn. Well, that makes absolutely no sense. Check it out. If I surround you by smoke, you're indestructible. Huh? What? But smoke here hides you. Yeah, but here it makes you indestructible. What? Just huff this smoke till you feel like a god. Is this glue smoke, bro? And then you've got Buddy who looks... I don't know. You know what? He kind of actually looks like a shinobi from, like, the old Shinobi Genesis game. It's alright. Not too bad artwork. Is he purple skinned? Yeah, okay, he's got the purple skin of Azra. Alright, whatever. First Sphere Gargantua. Oh, this seems Phyrexian. 2 black, 4 colorless for a 5/4 horror. When he enters the battlefield, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. Okay, he's like a Phyrexian Gargantua. And he's got Unearth for 3 mana. That's not too bad. I mean, it's not amazing, but this isn't too bad. The artwork feels Phyrexian. The whole thing ties together nicely. I'm going to give this card a thumbs up, even though it is just a common. It's all right. Gluttonous Slug. You look like you ate too much, buddy. 1 black, 1 colors for a 0/3 menace with Evolve. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, if that creature has greater power toughness, this guy gets a +1/+1. No amount of salt will save you. That's what I say to my arena opponents. This is kind of dumb. This doesn't make any sense. He's a gluttonous slug. It looks like he's already eaten stuff and puking it up. And he evolves and gets bigger when creatures come out, but he doesn't eat the creatures, so it doesn't make sense. What is he eating to get bigger? That's dumb. That's dumb. All right, here we have another one of the changelings. You can't see me doing quotations, but honestly, this is a grave digger. When Grave Shifter enters the battlefield, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Why throw away a perfectly good identity? That's cool. Honestly, this is one of the better done changelings where it actually like kind of fits. He digs up this body and then takes on its form and goes, why throw away a perfectly good identity? Not too shabby. I do have to say though, this corpse is perfectly clean. Like, you literally just dug this up out of the dirt, and the shovel is all bloody and dirty, and there's grounds and skulls everywhere. Why is he pristine? Why does he look fine? Why? That doesn't make any sense. Whatever. It's just a gravedigger. Who cares? Let's move on. 1 black, 4 colorless for Mob. Well, that's a nice short name. Mob! Alright, 5 mana Convoke. So you can tap your creatures to upcast this. Destroy target creature. Not all monsters fight with teeth and claws. Alright, this is a pretty straightforward card. You've got a mob of townfolk or whatever coming together to destroy a werewolf that's menacing them. You can actually see people in the background too. It really is a mob around him. And they've got the pitchforks and torches. So overall, the flavor of this is really on point. Well done. Putrid Goblin. 1 black, 1 colors for a 2/2 with Persist. So when it goes to the graveyard, it comes back with -1/-1 counter on it. Too stupid to survive, too dumb to die. Alright. I mean, you got a goblin in a bog. He does seem pretty putrid. I'm dirty. Why are you so clean, bro? I keep coming back. Why are you so clean, bro? Alright. Rank Officer. 1 black, 3 colors for a zombie soldier. The rank is kind of a play on the fact that he's like putrid and rotting. When Rank Officer enters the battlefield, you may discard a card. If you do, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. 1 black, 1 colorless. Tap him. Exile a creature card from your graveyard. Each opponent loses 2 life. It recruits the fresh and tosses the rotten. Overall, the card's fairly underwhelming, although this zombie does look pretty evocative with his like pitted, corroded blade. That's pretty cool. And I like the fact that you've got another zombie in the background to represent creating the 2/2 token. This one's okay. Ransack the Lab. 1 black, 1 colorless. It's a sorcery. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put 1 of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. Huh. Interesting. This is normally a blue effect. I think someone's stealing from my laboratory. It had better not be you. Giraffe. Letter to Gisa. Alright, that's kind of funny. The whole interaction between those 2 siblings is enjoyable. The idea that, like, she's basically ransacked his lab and is taking off with this, like, I'm taking this potion, chump. Although, I mean, look at the way that this is another piece of artwork that just kind of feels like they just shoved it in here to me. Return from Extinction. 1 black, 1 colorless. Choose 1. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Return 2 target creature cards that share a creature type from your graveyard to your hand. The first sliver calls the dead answer. This is pretty cool. Honestly, I like this. The Return from Extinction, bringing slivers back from extinction, the whole like tying it together with getting 2 creatures back. For 2 mana, this isn't too shabby. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible, and it's all tied together nicely, which I like. After that, we've got Sadistic Obsession. 1 black, 3 colorless. It's an enchant creature. Enchanted creature has 1 black and tap. Put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. Not everyone should take joy in their work. This card sucks. This is a terrible card. Wow. This is just awful. Why is this? Why Sadistic Obsession? Why are his eyes bleeding black? It doesn't make any sense. This is just some artwork they had kicking around they shoved onto a card. It's one of the biggest complaints I have about this set. Wow, look at this. This artwork's amazing. 2 black and a colorless. Shatter Assumptions. Choose 1. Target opponent reveals their hand and discards all colorless non-land cards. Or target opponent reveals their hand and discards all multicolored cards. Interesting. Rigid Minds are the first to break. Dude, I really like this artwork a lot. This looks like an intense, crazy thing that's going on to this guy here. He's just screaming out in pain as his mind's being broken. And I love that it's being represented by these crazy, like, twirls of... Is that supposed to be his hair? I'm not 100%. It looks like actual flesh being pulled off the top of his skin to me and twirled up, while at the same time this like shattered blast in the back looks... Oh, it just looks mind-breaking. I love it. I love this artwork. Overall, the card feels kind of weak and dumb. I mean, I guess if you're playing against Eldrazi or something, I don't know. Silumgar Scavenger. 1 black and 4 colors for a 2/3 zombie bird. It's got flying. It's got exploit. So when it enters the battlefield, you can sack a creature. Whenever another creature you control hits the graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on Silumgar Scavenger. It gains haste until end of turn if it exploited that creature. Underwhelming to say the least. The artwork's pretty intense though. You can see that this this zombie like buzzard has been feasting on a ribcage. That's intense. That's very vivid looking. Wart-Eye Witch. 1 black, 2 colors for a 3/2 Goblin Shaman. Whenever the Wart-Eye Witch or another creature you control hits the graveyard, scry 1. Eyeballs that portend unpleasant futures become slimy snacks instead. Huh. Interesting. I like this. This has a Lorwyn, the whimsical kind of goblin feel to it. She's got a hat made of a bunch of toads, a big old eyeball collection, and she eats them. That's fun. I like this card. It's not very strong, but I like it. Bogarden Dragonheart. 1 black, 2 colors for a 2/2 human shaman. Sacrifice another creature. Until end of turn, Bogarden Dragonheart becomes a dragon with base power and toughness, 4/4, flying and haste. That's cool. He can sacrifice the life essence of another creature to turn himself into a dragon for a turn. That's some dope flavor. A hunger to soar must be sated. Oh, dude, that's cool. The artwork looks good too, with him like looking like he's about to leap off the edge of some kind of erupting volcano with a very dragonish aspect. Very nice. Not the most amazing card, but not the worst either. Somewhere in the middle. Cleaving Silver is next. 1 red, 3 colors for a 2/2 sliver that gives creatures slivers you control +2 power. Alright. When it wriggled closer to a thrum of slivers, their talons hardened and glinted in the sun. One took a playful swipe at a tree trunk, and its new blade cut clean through. So I guess this is not supposed to actually represent the Cleaving Silver, and it's just supposed to represent a sliver cutting through trees that just got a blade, or whatever. Yeah, whatever. Who cares? Honestly, it's 4 mana for a 4/2. It's okay. It's just okay. Igneous Elemental. 2 black, 4 colors for a 4/3 elemental. This spell costs 2 colors less to cast if there's a land card in your graveyard, in which case then it costs 4. So when it enters the battlefield, you can have it deal 2 damage to target creature. So it's kind of similar to a Fire Maw Kevu, but a smaller kind of version. Volcanic Violence made manifest. The artwork looks really nice on this, honestly. It looks like he's almost got like a cloak of fire radiating out of him. The elemental looks really strong. I like it, honestly. I'm kind of disappointed they put it on such a weak card. Moving on, we got Quakefoot Cyclops, 5 mana for a 4/4. When it enters the battlefield, up to 2 target creatures can't block this turn. It's got cycling. When you cycle it, target creature can't block this turn. This is draft filler with awesome artwork, honestly. This Cyclops slamming the ground and sending people flying up into the air looks really cool. And all the flames like leaping up as well. It's like he's slamming down on some volcano top or something. Spinehorn Minotaur is next. Ooh, wow, he looks gross. 1 red, 2 colors for a 2/3. As long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn, Spinehorn Minotaur has double strike. If you think twice, I'll cut twice. Ugh. Ugh. That's terrible. They should call this Repeating Hair Minotaur, where it's just like, Repeating Horn Minotaur. It's just his horns over and over and along here. That's a big, hefty looking axe. He looks bigger than a 2/3, truthfully. But the card itself is just like pretty much everything we're looking at today. It's Vengeful Devil. 1 red and the colors for a 1/1 haste. It's got Morbid, so it deals 1 damage to any target, but you can only activate that if a creature hit the graveyard this turn. Devils love adding injury to injury. Alright, it's a play on the insult to injury, whatever. The artwork's alright, though. I do like the way that the little Vengeful Devil looks, where he's like, I'm gonna get you. Honestly, a lot of these cards they're underwhelming. 2 red and a colorless for a 4/1 Viashino Sand Sprinter. It's got Trample and Haste. At the beginning of the end step, return it to its owner's hand, and it cycles for a red. Well, this is okay, actually. This one's okay. This is a playback on. They had a creature that was like 4/2 for 3 mana that would return to your hand at the end of turn. I don't remember if it had trample, but yeah, this seems actually all right. And the fact that you can cycle it for 1 makes this thing better. Volatile Claws. 1 red, 2 colorless. Oh yeah, I guess there's a Viashino in the artwork. He didn't do much to impress me, so whatever. Volatile Claws. 1 red, 2 colorless instant. Until end of turn, creatures you control get +2/+0 and gain all creature types. Whether modeled after bear, bird, or Baloth, all claws send the same message. Ugh. Ugh. The flavor behind this card kind of sucks, in all honesty. Although I do like the way that the purple in the artwork stands out so much based on the colors that have been selected. Probably like these light yellowy and orange really like contrast with the purple. It's a whatever card. I don't care. Moving on. Bellowing Elk. 1 green, 3 colors for a 4/2. As long as you had another creature enter the battlefield under your control this turn, Bellowing Elk has trample and indestructible. And hey, look! Doc Talks is playing Grim Dawn. That seems more interesting than a lot of these cards, in all honesty. So yeah, as long as you had another creature enter the battlefield under your control this turn, it gets trample and indestructible. Okay, so 4/2, and every time a creature comes out, it's indestructible. I mean, this is clearly just going to be draft level stuff, but it doesn't feel too bad. Their 2-tone vocalization contains a whistle and a roar. Both mean get away. Vivian Reed. So much Vivian Reed flavor text sucks. She's meant to be kind of funny, I guess, but she's kind of lame. The elk looks impressive, though. He's got this big rack of antlers, and the trees look great behind him. He's got an imposing presence. After that, we've got Conifer Worm. He likes them trees. 1 green, 4 colorless for a 4/4 worm with trample. Pay 4 mana, he gets +X/+X to end a turn, where X is the number of snow permanents you control. That could be gross, depending on how many snow lands you're running. During seasonal thaws, the worms slow their skin against trees to promote growth. Okay. There's a little bit of information that you never really cared about for Conifer Worms. I'm having a hard time mustering a lot of excitement for these cards, boys. Excavating Anurid. 1 green and 4 colorless for a 4/4 frog beast. When it enters the battlefield, you can sack a land. If you do, draw a card. Well, that's alright. Threshold, as long as 7 or more cards in your graveyard, it gets +1/+1 and has vigilance. Turg Spawn ruled long after he Oh, God. Oh, the flavor text. Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. Oh, the artwork is okay. You got your big old frog beast that's like, give me something to eat. I'm just moving on. That flavor text is terrible. Murasa Behemoth. 2 green and 4 colors for a 5/5 trampler. It gets +3/+3 as long as there's a land card in your graveyard. The loss of its hunting grounds made it all the more dangerous. Alright, well, you know what? I kind of like that, actually. The land being in the graveyard, turning it into, like, it's lost a place that it normally would prey on things, so now it's more wild and crazy, so it's an 8/8 trampler for 6 mana as long as there's a land in your graveyard. That's alright. For a common, that's alright. And the artwork is just, whatever, it's just a beast. It's just like, hey, I'm a beast, whatever. Rhyme Tender. Ooh, look at you, a pretty druid. Hey, are you allowed to have pretty girls in Magic anymore? I kind of thought they had a new agenda. 1 green, 1 colorless, 2/2. Untap another target snow permanent. Fools view winter as the season of death because they cannot see the life underneath. That's alright flavor text. And I really like this, like, bringing life to, like, a little branch. Everything's darkened, and then she's kind of shrouded around by snow, but that's a light effect. And then you can see the little bit of life being brought back. I'm down. She can restore magical energy to forests and such. I like it. Saddled Rhymestag. 1 green, 1 colors for a 2/2. Saddled Rhymestag gets +2/+2 as long as you had another creature under the battlefield under your control this turn. Be better if it was +2/+2 for each creature that entered. Horns of Hoarfrost grow every night, gleam at dawn, and melt by dusk. Okay, that's cool. That is a really cool concept. An elk that's horns grow every night and then melt away? That's awesome. That feels so unique. And it already looks very striking on this snowy background with the sun coming through these snow-covered trees. I dig it. This card is cool. Alright, Treefolk Umbra. 1 green and 2 colorless. Enchant creature. Gets +2 toughness and assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. And it's got totem armor. If a enchanted creature would be destroyed, instead you ditch the totem armor. This is cool. It shows somebody inside of a giant tree folk. I like this. This is some cool flavor. A big spectral tree folk that they can manipulate. I dig it. Moving on, we got Treetop Ambusher. 1 green, 1 colorless. It's a 2/1 with dash, so you can pay the dash cost, put it into play, attack with it, and then it goes back to your hand at the end of the turn. Whenever it attacks, target creature you control gets +1/+1 till end of turn. Fairly middling. Whatever. It's got dash. The artwork shows it looking like it's in an action, moving fast, kind of swinging back pose, so it works, but it doesn't do much for me. Trumpeting Herd. 2 green, 2 colorless for getting to make a 3/3 green elephant creature token. Then it's got rebound. Okay, so you get 2 elephants for that mana. That's not as bad. An elephant never forgives. Ugh. The artwork shows 2 elephants. One's trampling in the front and one's kind of trumpeting in the back. The card's underwhelming. Twin Silk Spider. 1 green, 2 color. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. Seeing these cards at the bottom, I'm breathing a sigh of relief. I'm actually glad we're doing this video this way because this batch is underwhelming. I can see why they all got dumped at the end. Wow. Think about that for a second. That's 50-something cards in the set we've looked at here today. And there's so much jank. That's a full 20% of the set that's absolute trash, and they want to charge double for this. Good God. Twin Silk Spider. 1 green, 2 colorless for a 1/2 reach. When it enters the battlefield, create a 1/2 green spider creature token with reach. A forest-wide network of webs brings a hungry couple to captured prey. I'm just moving on. I don't even care. Winding Way. 1 green, 1 colorless sorcery. Choose a creature or land. Reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Choose creature or land, I should say. Reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Put all cards of the chosen type revealed this way into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. Alright, so you can dig for creatures or lands. That's not too shabby. And the artwork shows a land kind of almost melded with snakes or made of snakes. Funky. What are these in the background? These crazy pillars. Alright, the artwork's interesting. Oops. Amorphous Axe. 2 colorless. Equipped creature gets +3/+0 and is every creature type. Equip 3. A weapon forged for every hand. Honestly, see, these just... It just feels like these are repurposed artworks for fading creatures. And it's like... Whatever. It's a piece of junk. This is a piece of junk equipment. Birthing bows. When the bow breaks, the Mikey will complain, and down will come jank cards all over town. 3 colorless artifact. 4 untap it. Create a 2/2 colorless shapeshifter creature token with Changeling. Changelings can't remember where they came from. They just know it wasn't a cradle. Dude, that's cool. That's a cool idea. These are all like changeling fruits that become 2/2 changeling creatures. I like that. I like this a lot flavor-wise. This is a cool idea. Well done with this one. After that, we've got Fountain of ICOR. 3 casting cost artifact. Tap it to get a mana of any color. Or 3 mana, it becomes a 3/3 dinosaur artifact creature until end of turn. Oh, it kind of makes you think of the Dragon Engines. Some Sun Empire priests thought they were digging a well. What they tapped was something different entirely. Oh, you can see it all bubbling and gross. And the statue's eyes have kind of menace, and it just makes it look, oh, look at that gross, like oil slick looking ICOR just leaking out of there. That's some evocative artwork. Not a very good card, but it's not the worst either. I mean, it's a mana rock you can turn into a creature, which is okay. Cave of Temptation. Tap it for a colorless. 1 and tap it, add a mana of any color. 4 and tap it, sacrifice it, put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature. Oh. You can only do that at sorcery speed, but I like it. The artwork is kind of confusing, truthfully. I don't... Wait, is this where you go into the cave? This looks like a face where the eyes are closed. That looks like an eye to me. Kind of a mouth that's got like a head shape to it. I guess there's water running down the rocks. I'd need to see this artwork blown up to get a better view and figure it out. And you've got Shelter. Look at this. Is the kind of artwork you won't see him doing anymore. What's up, Thong Girl? You got some nice, long, strong legs on you. This is a reprint, if it wasn't obvious. 1 white, 1 colorless. It's from, what was it from? Like, Odyssey, maybe? Target creature you control gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn. Draw a card. Good strategists seize opportunities. Great strategists make their own. It's alright flavor text. The artwork's nice. You got a pretty looking girl throwing up her like shelter there. I'll give you shelter, honey, but you gotta give me a kiss, 'cause I'm a creep. I'm a creep. That ends the spoilers. Let's hand it over to me. I don't belong here. Man, I gotta say, this is a bunch of trash. This is a whole bunch of garbage. I can't believe Wizards of the Coast honestly thinks that this set is worth double the value. My feeling from this is that they have repurposed a whole bunch of old artwork and just shoved a bunch of jank in. Like, all the stuff we saw today is just stuff they go, it's for the draft environment. It's like, that's such a nonsense excuse that they shouldn't be allowed to get away with it. They just put a bunch of jank into the set and they're charging double the price. Don't let them fool you. They stopped using MSRP so they could pull this kind of nonsense where you'll just think, oh, maybe the store is gouging me or something. But you're expected to pay double the price for this. Did you see anything at all today that felt like it was a card that they were unleashing on Modern? Truthfully, that's the way they marketed the set to us. They weren't truthful with us and said, you know what, this is actually Time Spiral 2, and we're just going to go ahead and allow you to use these cards in Modern as a nice bonus. No, they marketed it to us originally as if Modern Horizons was this great thing that was going to be, oh, it's great, we're adding all this to Modern. But really, what they included was a bunch of jank here. There's some good cards in previous spoiler videos, but this is like over 50 cards. That's over 1/5 of the set. We looked at 1 out of every 5 cards in the set today, and they sucked. They're trash. We're getting ripped off with this. I'm not happy with the set, truthfully, and I'm not happy with the direction Wizards is taking in this regard. And I'm not gonna not mention it because I think it's unfair to not tell you guys what I genuinely think. But I'm also not gonna go over long about it. Maybe I'll do a separate video where I do a product analysis for Modern Horizons right before it comes out and say, should you buy this or not? But for me, it's a thumbs down, man. It's not worth buying a box. You're getting taken advantage of. Just pick up the singles that you want on the secondhand secondary market. So let's talk about something that's not jank. The Golden Scroll. The people have my back on Patreon or through channel memberships. Thank you very much for supporting my channel. It's very meaningful to me. And as an added note, I want to let you know my second channel has been rebirthed as the home of the Boss Monster. So if you want to see his lordship with his amazing crown and his good times, head on over. Subscribe to my second channel, The Boss Monster, where we will be having a whole lot of fun. All that being said, thanks for being here, friends. And I'm history, baby.